cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent.
been a minute. It's been a minute. One Piece is on break, so that's the way it goes. I'm out of control as well. Doesn't look like nobody's in here, so we'll just do the review. Anybody shows up, feel free to talk. Um, Other than that, we'll just get into it. I had to look on Twitch. There wasn't no. I don't think there's maybe one person. Can't ever tell. Sometimes like it'll be, oh, there's a thing, and then there's like nobody. So I don't know. So we'll get. I try to wait until the official chapter comes out. If I wait till the official chapter comes out, then it's some days I'll do it on Sundays. Some days I'll do it on a different day. So we'll have to figure that out. I don't know how people play games or do anything with like these sunglasses. It helps me because with my eyes after my surgery, like it's like the brightness, it makes it a little worse. And then but then it drives my contact out so much sometimes. Like, so but I don't know. Like, is it like fucking Doctor Disrespect? Like, doesn't he like? Does he ever take his sunglasses off for like? I guess like part of his gimmick or whatever, right? Like he dresses up and I guess the mustache is real, but like, is everything else real? Like, I mean, it seems like it's a little gimmicky to me. Not hating on him. I'm just saying. But I don't know how he sees so well with the sunglasses on. But I mean, he also might not have eye damage like I do, so that could actually make it easier with the sunglasses on. So uh, I'm on a. I am not shaving or anything until all my shit is taken care of. So I'm on like a like baseball team. Like I still got therapy and I still got doctors and stuff. So, but hopefully soon, relative. So, cross fingers, whatever. Just update on my life. But then nobody gives a shit about my life, not even me. So we'll do the chapter. Da, da, da. Wait, did I not? Oh, okay. Burp. I was like, what the fuck? I had it up, and then I was like, what can you? Well, you. Like, what also gets me? I guess either way, if somebody wanted to be real technical, like I don't put the whole chapter up, and like, let's face the facts, guys. If you need to come to YouTube to fucking read the chapter of One Piece, then you're a dumbass. Like, and it's not like a good thing to do anyway. Like, I don't get it. Like, there's way, way, way other places. So that's what I don't get. Like, that's what I used to get. Like, I kind of get like the anime because you could maybe like put the anime up or do something like that. But like, who's gonna read the chapter and like video and like, man, I guess it's not impossible. But nowadays, like, Viz is pretty much anybody in America. You can read Viz for free, 100%. You just have to wait, or you can figure it out. Like they've cracked down on a lot of shit. Don't get me wrong, but they've opened up a lot of outlets to where it's not that hard to actually find the chapter. So I don't know why anybody would DMCA, even if I put a little bit up of the chapter. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as I don't just have a whole video with just a like even if I just had the picture of like the color spread or something, right? All right, but let's check it out. So we'll swap over, and then that's the color spread. Um, Kind of typical. Like a lot of people talk about like Oda. Like I don't know how true some of these are. I don't really have any crazy theories this week because nobody participated. Nobody's leaving none. So I don't know. Like I kind of got out of the crazy theory world. But I mean, I still like. I try to look into them. But if y'all want to hear crazy theories, I need people to post some. You know. Maybe I'll start. Maybe I'll try and shit goes on in my real life, so it's hard for me right now to set a specific time for when I'm going to stream this. But how about we do that? That I'll stream the One Piece reviews when they come out on Sunday when the chapters officially release. Like right after they release, like 10:30, 10 after 10 Central Time, 11 Eastern. God knows what that is in the other countries. But yeah, like some people, like they're saying, like sometimes the color spreads will play into shit that happens later. So are they going to be like, does that mean they're going to, people someday, Frankie's going to ride on Momo and they're going to be like, look at this, you know? Or, I guess I can I, okay, yeah. So, or let's see what else. Zorro has like a hot dog that he's grilling hot dog. Brooke's gonna fall asleep. Jinbei's gonna fall asleep. Like a lot of people, a lot of that shit could happen. Robin's gonna read a book. Sanji's got food. Usopp's gonna eat a hot dog. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, this one don't look like. I think people sometimes they'll come and find shit. Oh man, look at this. Like, like, did Oda foreshadow it, or did Oda say, I drew this. Let's draw it again. It'll make people think. Like I've said, if anybody wants to know how they do it, you need to go read or watch Bakuman because they basically said how a lot of mangakas and probably like authors that write books in general, like long books, like some people plan shit out, but like if it goes on for years, like One Piece, I can't imagine Oda's planned out all of every little aspect. Like he thought, like what 15 years ago, or ever how many years ago it was when they were in Skypiea, that he was going to have Luffy's Devil Fruit be a ancient zone. I mean, an ancient, no, a legendary zone god fruit before he even really. Maybe it crossed his mind about him, like when he came out about Enel, you know, LARPing as a god or whatever. Like he could have, like, why didn't he just? If he was going that way, he should have made Enel like Thor, had the Thor done the Thor Devil Fruit or some shit, you know? Could have done something like that. So I don't know. So, but like in Bakuman, how they explain it is what authors will do is they'll go back and see what they wrote before, and then sometimes they'll be like, I'll write this now, so it makes it look like I foreshadowed it like 30, 40, 100 chapters ago. So that's kind of what it is. Not to say, like, and that takes some skill also, but you know, it's not everything is not like it's what it's to me. It seems like people get like that. It's like the people that get on conspiracy theories, you know. But it is what it is. All right, so let's get into it. I mean, it's a cool color spread. It's not the best one he's ever done, nothing like that. So you know, whatever. Let's see. Can I go? Okay. Basically, we're getting like. Yeah, I haven't watched the anime and I don't know when, but people are talking like it's the greatest thing since sliced potatoes. I don't know. We get some like Momo flashback shit. How like he was a little bit. I mean, like okay, let's simple fact, right? Momo was a little fucking kid. His dad just got murdered. His mom's about to burn to death. What little kid would not be acting this way? I don't even know the last time. Last time I remember watching One Piece anime, it was like I think it might have still. No, I think I did catch up to. I think it did. Maybe I did catch up to Wano. I remember I was still on Whole Cake Island at one point, but maybe I did catch up to Wano. But it's been a long time since I watched the anime because I like to get like a bunch of them saved up and then watch them. You know, I used to watch it week to week, but then I got. Well, you know how the anime kind of fucks shit up a lot, or at least it used to. Like it would be like 5 minutes of flashback, you know, 2 minute opening, you know, and then like 45 seconds of next time. So then you end up being like a 20 something minute episode turns into being like 15. Well, that's what everybody was saying. I'll have to give it a shot sometime when I catch up. But yeah, his mom's like, you got to do all this, and then but like, and like, you can't even really fault him for being like a little bitch here. Like any little kid would have acted like this. Your dad, your mom got killed, all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Then we cut back to present time, and then Luffy just threw the lightning bolt at. They made it seem like it was going to be like the end of the world for Kaido, right? This whole lightning bolt shit. But it looks like he threw the lightning, and Kaido he just dodged it, so it was kind of pointless. And then it looks like he batted it back, so it's kind of like, well, what the fuck? What's the point? So we had to get there. So that was kind of like it was a cool thing, but like nothing really came of it. He's still calling everything gum gum too. So I wonder if he'll ever change that up. Like whenever, or is he gonna find out like that it's a different fruit, or is somebody gonna tell him that? Like I'm curious. Like is that ever gonna come up? Maybe somebody will. Do you think like Rayleigh and them knew this or something before? Like all the secrets they knew. Like maybe this was mentioned um, at on Raftel, One Piece or something talked about this, or like the Poneglyphs mentioned this devil fruit, and that's why Shanks maybe went after it. Because we also didn't know that originally. It just said Shanks had it, and we knew like well, actually we didn't know at that point. It did kind of get set up later that pirates would find devil fruits, and devil fruits are always prized. So anytime a pirate would find a devil fruit, he'd want one for either his own upgrade or his crew's upgrade, or to sell, because we know they're very valuable too. So or trade or something, right? So, but it does seem like now Oda has kind of retconned, and it was like intentional that Shanks went and stole this one specifically. You know. Looks like we get a little more Luffy. I mean, it's kind of cool. Luffy grab lightning and all that. Um, this is the big takeaway. I guess I'll put it up on screen here. Yeah, Kaido is like the tank is like I thought like Big Mom was like super tank, but Kaido might be the tank or like fucking Whitebeard, like all that shit Whitebeard took. But even Whitebeard was like he was taking damage. Like it don't even seem like Kaido is taking that much damage, like physically. Like you can't even really see that much on him either. Like he's had a couple of little scars. Like Whitebeard was actually getting like his head blowed off, and even if he was tanking a lot of the damage, he was still like showing like physical effects of it. Looks like he's going for the throw in the lightning again. But this is probably the biggest thing. It's a confirmation that Goldie Roger Goldie Roger didn't have a devil fruit power, right? So a lot of people have been speculating this, and it seems like I wonder if this is also another thing a lot of people have been bringing up. You think maybe like I know there's that bullet guy or whatever that was supposed to be on Roger's crew that they did the that one anime movie about, right? I don't know how like canon that really is. I know Oda might have worked on it, right? But it does seem like the Roger's pirates weren't big into devil fruits because they're pretty sure Shanks doesn't have one. Pretty sure Rayleigh doesn't have one. Like the only one, like I guess that was a member that we know that's confirmed that has a devil fruit's Buggy, and it seemed like it was kind of like He didn't look at it as a great thing. You know what I'm saying? As like, because like when it happened, he was kind of pissed and all this stuff like that. So I wonder, do you think like Roger and like his crew had like I don't want to say they were racist against devil fruit eaters, but they saw it as like weak that you needed a devil fruit or something. But I don't know. He still respected like Whitebeard and shit, so I don't know. I don't. I guess But then like Kaido's saying, it's basically saying, but then at the same time, doesn't like it feels like Oda throwing this out saying hockey is like the end all be all thing, which it seems like that's going to be the case. But the fact is, like, doesn't it kind of cheapen devil fruits in general? And doesn't that mean that Kaido's kind of a bitch, like even more of a bitch? Because he's saying all this, but like his whole thing was to get more devil fruits. Like he even went so far as to um, create like fake devil fruits that he wanted so many devil fruit members in his crew. Same thing with Big Mom. Like almost all of her, even like small time people on her crews have devil fruits, right? Like, but I guess hockey being the end all be all. I mean, it makes sense. It has been kind of set up for that. But then like Oda brings this shit up now. But then like he gives Luffy this big power up, right? I don't know. It's just weird to me. Um, I don't know. I guess it's just weird kind of how Oda goes about it. Like how at the time when he brings this up. Yeah, I mean, you're probably not wrong, BMP. But like, I don't know. It just seems kind of crazy that he would bring it up right now after he just gave Luffy, like his big power up is the devil fruit. But even Roger wasn't able to, because he said they were missing some stuff. Like I know, like Shirahoshi wasn't born yet, and like other things. So even though hockey made him the super strongest and able to do all this shit, right? He was still missing something. You know, maybe this devil fruit is that. You know, plus Shirahoshi and all that kind of thing. So I don't know. I just wonder. At some point, we're gonna have to get like a real like flashback of Roger, right? I hope. You know what I'm saying? Unless, like, if they do like they do nowadays with every damn thing else, like Oda will end One Piece and then he'll do like some, like Kishimoto and Akira Toriyama did, and have somebody else like continue it and write something. Somebody will write like a prequel One Piece, you know, like Rogers or something like that. But it does go. But this is the thing, right? Maybe that's why, like, because it took Roger a lot longer to get to where he is. Like, because I think he, like, went and then he had to go back and start over, kind of. Not because he got beat or nothing, but, like, it took him years. Like, and Luffy's done this, like, in manga time, it's been only, like, what, like 2.5 years, counting the time skip, maybe 3 years. But I think Roger, it took him, like, a lot longer time frame. So I think Luffy having the devil fruit probably gave him like a lead up, like a heads up, right? Because unless Roger just had some sort of crazy, just had some crazy ass hockey from the start. Because you know, like I mean not Shanks, but we know that Ace as a kid used the Conqueror's hockey that time to knock out, what was his name, Blue Note or whatever. I can't remember what I think it was Blue Note or whatever that one pirate was. And so did Doflamingo, you know, but Luffy never used it as a kid. So maybe he was just had like a little, maybe he was better at hockey and maybe he was using it without knowing it. So he was able to fight some of these devil fruit people. Because it seems like, you know, he would have come across somebody that whipped his ass sooner, you know. Yeah, no, you're right. Like a lot of people did. Like, and I'll even admit to, like, I thought at some point it was going to come to find out that Roger had the gum gum fruit before Luffy. You know, I think they're similar in their kind of their attitudes and like their goofiness, and that even though they want to be free and all this shit, like, but they're not like evil per se. You know what I'm saying? Like Doflamingo, he'll go in and take over his hound. Like Roger probably wasn't going to do that. Neither was neither was Luffy. So they're kind of a different type of pirate. You know. I think both were kind of chaotic and shit too. So those are kind of, but like, yeah, I do think maybe Oda also messed up. He drew too many, like you said, too many parallels. But he also needed to set up something too, because if not, it would. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to go back and be hating on it because he did that now, but yeah, I'd say that's so far that's the biggest takeaway from this chapter. Though it's pretty much confirmed Roger never had a devil fruit, you know, and like Shanks, at least when he rescued Luffy, he didn't have a devil fruit. And then Rayleigh didn't either. See, this is what I thought. I thought Oda was going to incorporate, like, we were going to find out that Rayleigh had a devil fruit, but somehow Rayleigh's hockey was so strong, he was able to use the hockey to overcome the water weakness of the devil fruit. I thought that was going to be like a Oda, like a hack for having a devil fruit and not being able to be fucked by the water. Because look, if Kaido just wanted to die, well, maybe he wouldn't because he would still be a goldfish. Like, I was going to say, why don't he just drown himself? Because that would kill him, right? Because he would lose all of his power. And then, unless he is like a fishman, like a Jack, but I don't think he is. He's like a Oni or something, I guess, technically. Um, but yeah, I mean, it does so. But we do see that Lippy has some. Because it did seem like they were really scared of him when he showed the Conqueror's hockey at the Paramount War, you know? And then it also kind of going to show that Zoro, it's going to set Zoro up a little bit more to be stronger, too. So I do think hockey. But then it almost throws out, like, is it going to make a difference for the Devil Fruit? Like, I don't know. I guess it's just weird now that he has like two. really big kind of like power kind of dynamics in One Piece. So it almost seems like, but like I think though with Luffy though, it's gonna work better because Luffy is probably one of, if not the most creative with his Devil Fruit. So it will be his Devil Fruit plus the hockey, kind of like a super good swordsman like Zoro. Like Zoro could probably beat most people up without swords, but when his swords and his hockey and then using them together, kind of makes sense. So we'll have to see what that goes at. But yeah, I think that was a big moment in this chapter, and a lot of people keyed in on that to see that Roger did not have a devil fruit. So a lot of people are super happy about that. And then but then it looks like Luffy's still taking damage, but it seems like the damage doesn't like I don't know, is it doing anything? I don't know because like Luffy's like busted up. He's got the little trope of the birds flying around his head and all that shit. Um, but then Luffy's like, "Fuck this," and he grabs Kaido. And this is one thing I like about Luffy's Devil Fruit awakening or whatever you want to call it here. It does seem like it affects like the person, like it grab because he's grabbing. It's making like Kaido stretch too, and not just like inanimate stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I'd hope he does. But like I said, I just think like he'll a lot of times people leave some shit a mystery, you know. And then like that's why you get a lot of prequels and shit, you know. It's like if you watch Star Wars, like it just starts in the middle and it kind of hints at stuff that happened before, but you don't really know. So that's kind of how I feel like happened with One Piece. You know, it started like in the middle of the Great Pirate era. You know, because like the first Star Wars, like the New Hope, it starts like the Empire's already taken over, Darth Vader's already accomplished all his shit. You know, and then you kind of gradually learn some shit. So I think it's kind of similar to that. That's just what, but and then also just the simple fact that there's hardly ever any real big new IPs anymore. It's easier just to go on something that's already established. That's why I see them doing this. But I still don't know if it'll be as good unless Oda has something to do with it. But I don't know. Is Oda going to write another manga after this? He really doesn't need to. I think what'll happen with Oda is after he finishes One Piece, he'll probably maybe he'll just do some like one-off one shots. Maybe he will do like you know will if they do decide to do something else, he'll be like a consultant or something on it. So yeah, but I think that's my all argument. Like if Luffy didn't have the gum fruit, I mean, I guess he would have been because like we did kind of get that later. We find out about his training with Ace and Sabo and all that, right? But I don't think he'd have been able to overcome people as easily as he did early on. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of gave him a little bit like of a leg up, honestly. Kind of like Crocodile too. Like you know, Crocodile probably made it a little bit further because he relied too much on his devil fruit. So that's probably when Oda decided to come up with hockey if he didn't have it planned out a little bit ahead because he knew he's like shit I can't come up with a weakness for everybody kind of like you know water for sand or whatever you know what I'm saying. Yeah, but I'm saying like the way it was built, the rubber was like I punch you, the rubber like a normal person hitting Luffy's not gonna hurt him, right? Like rubber wise. So that's what I'm saying. That's why he had a head up. Like it, like somebody super strong would have been able to beat Luffy if he hadn't been rubber. Is what I'm saying early on. Like he would have maybe lost to like Don Krieg or something, you know, without being rubber. Plus a lot of his attacks did, you know, like Gatling, he couldn't have done that without being rubber, you know, and stuff. And then of course he wouldn't have been able to do his like Gear Second without being able to be rubber. So that's all I'm saying. Like I think it gave him a leg up. Where that's why I'm curious of like how Roger was able to survive Or maybe there wasn't as many strong people back then because Roger hadn't set it up yet, you know? I mean, it'd be like if I had, like, let's think of another devil fruit. Buggy's devil fruit, right? Like, that would give you a leg up. You know, anybody trying to cut you or being able to come apart, you know, that would be a big leg up over any average person. But then when you find out that, like, there are people who are stronger, like, that could probably kick Buggy's ass without even having a devil fruit, you know what I'm saying? Like, Arlong probably would have been able to kick Buggy's ass, you know. Back to the chapter. And then I guess he does kind of like, it looks like, I can't think of what it's called, but you know, like the CP0, like the kicks where they like shoot out like Zoro sword attack, I think Rankuk or whatever. It looks like that's what Kaido's doing there, but he's doing it with like the tail of his dragon, which is kind of cool. And then is Luffy dodging him or does he taking him? It seems like Luffy's a big. I think this, but I think that also goes. A lot of people were saying that too. Like zones generally do tank a lot of damage, like tank it, like take a lot. I think even Oda mentioned that. Like that was also kind of why Rob Lucci was kind of stronger. Why Kaido had light of the zones, like the dinosaur ones, they're like stronger just because they're kind of like bigger tanker. So maybe that is going to apply also here with Luffy. Although I would say being a legendary thing is kind of more tank, but you know. Yeah, he's saying you have weakness to cut, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. So that's also kind of smart of Kaido. I mean, not Kaido, smart of Oda. He doesn't want to make Luffy like immune to every single thing. So we do have to keep Luffy has to have some risk of being in jeopardy. And I also wonder whenever Luffy fights Blackbeard, like Blackbeard, at least the explanation that we do have, you know, Oda can always go back and change up. It's like if he grabbed you, like he could suck out, like I don't know if it was suck out your devil fruit or just kind of made it like go inert, kind of how he's describing it. So then at that point, that would make that Luffy's devil fruit ain't gonna play a big role. So then that would also mean hockey still has to be a thing. Yeah, and I think that he tried to play it off mostly being rubber, but like he tanked a lot of damage too. Like even with like some hockey attacks, you know. I don't know. I'll tell you what. To me though, if you wanted to like build like a RPG kind of game, like you have like tank people, you want like Kaido, put him out there. It, and then you would want like I know that Kuma is not like a healer, but if he could do that thing to everybody, like where he sucked all the damage out of Luffy, you would be unstoppable. Like you could just if he could do that like all the time, that seems like an overpowered thing. Like anybody, like because Luffy was almost on the brink of death, you know. After that, you know, like if Kuma could show up and help Zoro and like suck out all his like that would be so OP. Like I don't know how you couldn't. You know, that's why I would want Kuma on my team. So I think that's also I think some of that's also Oda's like shit. I made him too OP, so I'm gonna have to fuck him up by having him be kind of like castrated brain wise. You know, get him like a lobotomy basically. Yeah, then you cut to like all the people. I guess it's kind of sad. It's like all these people on Wano. They're having this festival. They're all like, yay, yay. They're sending up their lanterns. You know, I can't think of her name. Is it Toko? The one that was the dude was her dad. She's like, oh, I hope you see this, father, and all this shit, right? You know, so it's kind of sad because they're just like everything's gonna be okay, and it's like, oh no. And then Kaido shoots him. Like this is one thing. Like Luffy's getting burnt the fuck up from like Kaido's what is it, bolo breath or whatever. But he's kind of tanking that. We're doing the kind of like he's burnt crispy. But like it doesn't seem like it does any like real damage. And we've seen that thing like destroy like a whole mountain. So I would say Luffy's durability has gotten stronger. Honestly. Yeah, I think it's well, I think because kind of Oda's kind of moved away. We haven't really had he hasn't really had an opportunity to interact with any admirals much anymore. You know, like I know he had Fujitora, but Fujitora was kind of playing that weird middle ground. You know what I'm saying? So like Luffy's thing now is trying to like taking out the Yonko. Although like it does seem like the Yonko are stronger than the admirals. Although you can argue no, it only took three admirals were a part of it, but it took four Yonko. So three admirals are stronger than four Yonko. I don't know. And then you get everybody's like, you know, they're basically saying, but it does kind of seem like they're everybody's noticing Kaido is getting a little weaker because they're saying like you know the clouds or whatever are dissipating. So it's basically like they know if Luffy beats him, then the Onigashima going to collapse, right? So they're like, well, we're going to die. But so we should, but then if you lose to Kaido, Kaido's already come out and said, "I'm gonna fuck your shit up. I'm gonna fuck your family shit up." So all the kind of like the samurai style, you know, guys are like, "Fuck it, we might as well let Luffy win." So that way, you know, at least our families might survive, and Wano will have a chance. Get a little cut to Usopp, and let's see. And then this is the thing. Oh, this is what pisses people off a lot. It's like Oda will not let Orochi be finished off. Like we think he's done again, and he's like, "Oh, the nail came loose. Now I'm gonna kill Hiyori or whatever her name is." I'm assuming he's not. Something's gonna happen to step in there, but please, somebody commented on something. They're like, "I will go into the manga and kill Orochi myself." But I do agree. It seems like he's definitely, and he doesn't deserve this shit. Although I guess you could say this might be saying that because he technically has like a legendary zone devil fruit as well, like Kaido and Luffy. Um, and I guess even that there's different tiers because like Luffy's kind of like a god, but like the dragon, I don't know if you want to count them as gods. They're like just like legendary creatures, you know, even like Phoenix, like Marco, right? Um, Besides Sengoku Buddha, we haven't seen like a person with a human fruit. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if Oda's gonna bust that out like Chopper ate a human fruit, but it's gonna be modeled something else someday. You know, if he wants to bring that out. I think that might be why Oda hasn't revealed what is it, the green guy, the other new admiral. Maybe he's supposed to be like that's why he hasn't revealed him yet. Damn, my damn. One second. Ugh. If I was in my nose, but it's in my throat. It's like technically he's not a Hydra. He's something else. It's not Hydra. It's what is it? I'll look it up in a minute. Let's see. God damn. Because I think in the like the high in the actual Hydras, I think what happens too is if you cut off one of their heads, another one grows back. So, but you're probably right though. Like at the end of the day, like it's gonna have the same. Like you're gonna have to kill all of his heads before he does it. Because I don't think any of his grow back. So it is kind of like he's got 8 lives or whatever. But while Kaido says like, "Oh, devil fruits aren't the end all be all," and I agree with that, but I don't. I think like with somebody having like a good strong hockey, I think him being this dragon and being like super tank, it has a lot to do with that. Because Big Mom made a big deal about how she gave him the devil fruit and how he owes her a debt. You know. My main thing is like I'm just fucking over Orochi. Period. I just want him to be done. So like him keep coming back, kind of like. Ugh. And then basically, of course, we got a break next week because of the soccer effect, whatever the fuck it's called, Golden Week or something in Japan. So there won't be a chapter next week. Um, Damn, I got. You ever get like it feels? It's not like drained in my throat, but you know, it's like I got. It's like I need a loogie that I need to cough up, but I can't. It's driving me crazy. Sorry. Yeah, because who else was it? Don Chinjao. He didn't. I don't think he. At least it didn't show. He didn't have a devil fruit, but he kind of fought on par with Garp, right? Wasn't that what they were kind of hinting at? And Garp, I'm 99% sure Garp doesn't have a devil fruit either, and he's one of the strongest ones ever. I wonder if whenever we get more reveal about Rocks or Zebek, Rocks D Zebek or whatever. But if he had a devil fruit or not, so we'll have to wait and see. But then you get the ending panel or the ending page. I'll put it up because it's kind of cool. Excuse me. Luffy's fist is super deep. Like I was reading the spoilers. They were saying it was bigger than Onigashima. I don't know if that's true or not, but Oda's really bad at drawing perspectives and size. I would say that was like one of his biggest issues in his art. A lot of people hate it. They try to talk shit like his art's not real. I mean, it's a good. I like his art. It's different. It don't need to be like ultra realistic or some shit. I really like his art. It fits the story. But so I don't know how big this fist really is. It's probably bigger than his normal giant fist. It looks like. Uh, But he's even saying he's going to put an end to this. So I wonder if this is like he's really going to do it because he's basically saying like you need to move the island. So is this going to motivate Momo to actually create the clouds? My theory is he's somehow going to, and some people actually kind of speculated on this shit too, that Zunisha's going to like grab Onigashima and maybe put it on its back or just hold it up with its trunk. So that's what I think is going to happen over Momo actually doing something. But maybe this will be Momo's big moment. He will save the island. Because Luffy does seem to think like this is going to put it out, right? Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, it's kind of crazy though. Like it's like it does seem bigger, like I said, than the Gear Third. And we did see that Luffy could turn like his whole body into a giant, so that's kind of crazy. Um, Excuse me. Yeah, so that was that. Uh, Yeah, I would like Luffy to use something like, because I mean, this is kind of how, like, I know it's a little bit different, but this is kind of how he beat Rob Lucci. Like, he busted out the Gear Third, like, Giant Fist to take out Rob Lucci. I wish Oda could do something that's a little more creative, kind of like what he did with Law and Kids when they finished off Big Mom. What's going to happen? It's going to look like Luffy's about to hit the fist. Like that's going to be the first panel when it comes back, and then the rest of the chapter is going to be like Kaido's flashback. I can see that happening because Oda is super bad about doing that shit. Like it's like, oh man, it's almost finished. It's almost finished. Flashback, you know. I'm sure he will too, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It just seems like it's. I agree. I don't disagree. I'm just saying this one time, like I wish it was like a totally different. Like when he beat Doflamingo, he busted out like something that was really totally different with like the Gear Four and shit. And I know this is different too, but like this is a giant fist. But I guess the core, that's kind of what Luffy is. He's kind of like a brawler type fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder. That's what I'm thinking. I don't even know. I know I made speculations, but then I forgot about breaks. This shit might not finish. God damn. My goddamn case might get finished, and they keep pushing that back. Oh my god, I was so pissed. Like they were like, my lawyer's like, oh, we're gonna do your thing in May, and then they're like, well, the other lawyer doesn't have any days in May. I'm like, it does like the whole month. He doesn't have a single day. Y'all can do this shit, so we're gonna go for June. I'm like, fucking a. Y'all got to get this shit on the road, man. It's almost been 2 fucking years. Like what I think what they're doing is they're trying to push it back so much that way, like so that way you're like they'll give you some little pity ass shit, and I gotta take the first thing because they know I need the money. But I can't do my other lawyer wants me to finish this shit before I do my other one. So this is the one I think I'm going to get the least out of. So I'll take a hit so that my other lawyer can do it and I can get more. But it's just it's so complicated and it's like I'm on the brink of like fucking like ugh. Not right this second, but if I get to like June, it's going to be pushing it because I've been waiting to find out everything finalized before I can move on and figure out what I need to do in my life. Like if I want to take like a course in something, like because let's be frank, I did not like that other job where I was like on the phone listening to complaints all day. So I might could find. I'm sure I could get something, but it's like I would like to do something. Like if I'm fucked and my life is miserable, I want to try to find a job that like I might actually kind of like doing. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I might need to do like a course or go back to school or something. But at the same time, I need money to pay for that, and I also need money to live on. So I'm good for. I could have got through May fine, but when it's pushing into June, it's gonna be like, yeah. But you got to be like, what do you invest in? Like, I don't know. I'm always that's my thing, man. I look back and I'm like, I look back now and it kind of pisses me off. But like how would I have known? Because back when Bitcoin came out and it was like big, everybody's talking about. I was like, man, there's no way this shit ain't ever gonna take off. It's gonna be bullshit. You're throwing your money away, right? I looked. If I would have bought $100 worth of Bitcoin back then, like at its peak, it would have been worth like $1 billion or something crazy like that. Like so I'm like, fuck. But then now, I think that's why it's left up. A lot of people are like trying to buy, like it's easier to get people to invest in this other shit. Yeah, I mean, possibly I would have sold before because I probably would have needed the money too. So I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, it's just you think about that shit. It's like, but I'm sure everybody's done that to an extent, right? You probably sold some shit where you're like, man, I wish I'd have held on to it a little longer. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I know you're 100% right. I'm just saying the thought goes through your fucking mind. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. You're like, fuck, you know. Or what would have been crazy, um, not to bring the there was this episode of the Big Bang Theory. Like whenever what they did was they mined some Bitcoin when it first came out, just as a just to see how you do it, and then they put it on like their what is it the whatever the key the blockchain, like all the letters and numbers, and then they just saved it. And they had mined like I don't know 15 Bitcoin or whatever the fuck it was, or 20, or it was like a lot of Bitcoin, right? But they didn't even think about it. They just did it, and then like, cause they didn't like put money in it. They just mined it, right? So even back then, you could have mined the Bitcoin without even actually investing in it, and it was probably even easier back then to mine it. I don't know if you needed all the like. I'm sure it would have been some power, but at the same time, whatever. So like 20 years later, they're like, oh man, like when they heard like, oh, we did that. Now, if I would have done something like that and not thought about it, not did it like an investment, it was also probably harder to get into it as an investment back then too. I don't even know how you bought into it like you could now, because like you can do it like through like these apps and shit now. Uh, but yeah, so that would have been more likely. That could have been something that could have happened. But yeah, yeah. I don't like. I think even all these people that made all this money off of Bitcoin. Hey, Red Powered, how you doing? But yeah, like I don't know. Like I don't know. You would have thought Bitcoin would have been something. I don't know. I just thought it was like a big LARP. A lot of people were posting about it and shit. You're bad. What's wrong? You mean bad in a good way, or you mean bad in a bad way? Yeah, I don't know that much about the stock market. I'm just saying, like, sometimes when you see shit like that, you look back and you're like, oh man, if only. And like you said, you can't really do nothing about it. So that's kind of what it comes down to. But yeah, so like, overall, I thought it was a good chapter. I don't know. I just wonder what's going to happen at the end. Okay, if that's how you feel. What if it's a her? You don't know if it's a her or a him, but it's kind of funny because they were commenting on Twitch and then you're on YouTube, so I don't even know. I guess it comes up on the screen. They could read your comments. Shit. I say this all the time. I don't know what is GLHF pledge anyway. A lot of people have that as a badge. I don't know. So like I said, I expect maybe next chapter. I don't know. Like part of me is like Oda's gonna troll us and do like a flashback, and we're not really gonna get the end of the fight because Luffy said this is gonna be the end of the fight. Why do you want to destroy someone you don't even know? Why do you get like all aggro about like shit? It's kind of funny. They didn't even say nothing crazy. They said hello, I'm bad. I get if they like come in and start talking shit. They're like, this fucking big muscly pervert, he's a fucking little bitch. I would fuck him in the ass and make him humble, you know? Like, I don't like the idea of fucking anybody in the ass, girl or boy. It's not my thing. Like, I don't want to fuck around with that. Like, even a girl, I don't, like, a lot of people are into, like, anal. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, and it's not even, like, a homophobic shit. It's just, like, I don't know, it's gross to me. I got my own problems with it. But yeah, I don't know. I just like the chapter because like I don't know. I made like I can't remember. I made predictions. I was like, oh yeah, there's probably so many chapters left in this. And every time I do feel like Wano is going. Like, when did Wano start? Wano has started like fucking. Like I don't even know. I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to find out. Like Wano. It says in the manga it started in 2018. And I don't know if there was like a bunch of missing chapters. Like it took like I mean, gee, and that's just Wano. If you want to think about like the whole new world, like because really Wano kind of started. I think got set up when we met Momo and Kinemon. You know, like that's been kind of played out for a while. It's kind of gross, man. Like I'm just saying, man, it's not my thing. It's fucking gross. Hopefully they douche or whatever enema or some shit. They had to give me an enema when I was in the hospital one time. Ugh. Also, they had to stick a catheter up my dick hole, which was not pleasant. But it wasn't as bad as you think. You'd think it'd be a lot worse, but because part of me was like, fuck it. Once it was up there, I'm like, I ain't got to worry about it. I'll just pee whenever I want. Sometimes it's like, man, that was kind of cool. I think taking it out sucked though. Bro, like my friend even said that to me. He was like, yeah, man. Like he come in, like he was probably trying to make me feel better. It's like when I was in the nursing home, there was like there was like one nurse that was even close to my age or even close to being attractive, right? In the hospital, in the hospital there was a lot of young kind of nurses. Like there was one girl, she took I had this thing, it was called an NG tube. It was like down my up my nose and down into my stomach to suck shit out of my stomach because I had a because I don't know if it was just from the injury or from the medicine. It was like I mean it was like I looked it up later. I guess it could have been injury and the medicine and the surgery. My intestines like swole up and were like my belly was like it looked like I was kind of pregnant, so they had to suck all this shit out. So there was one girl training. Also, I didn't have my glasses either at one point, so I don't even know how hot. But they were younger, right? But you got to realize when I have all my extremities are broken, my ribs are broken. I can't eat. I can barely sleep. I am shitting and pissing on myself, and people are there was nothing sexy coming into my mind. I didn't even think about that until like a month later in the nursing home. You know, so yeah, like my friends, oh, I'm like, dude, like I didn't. That's not even crossing my mind right now. You know what I'm saying? You want to know a little secret? You want to know a little secret? Like my nerve damage in my leg when I touch my penis, it fucking makes my foot hurt because of how the nerves work. It's weird and it's annoying and everything like that. So I'm fucked up more than I realized. But yeah, at the time, like none of that crossed my mind. I was not even thinking about that. There was like, I'm like, am I gonna be able to walk? Are they gonna cut my foot off? Any of that shit. At one point, when I was in the nursing home, like they gave me, oh, I thought I had, but I'm not gonna show it anyway because it's got my information. But they gave me these pills that were supposed to help for nerve pain. They didn't really do shit, right? And I used to get, it's not as bad as it was, but in my leg, I would get like nerve pain, like shh. Sometimes what I would have to do is I'd have to like just kind of rub my fucking penis, and it would help sometimes alleviate the pain. I know it sounds kind of fucked up, but it was actually worked better than the. And then I kind of got into the habit of doing it all the time, and then I'm like, people walk in, it was, and I wasn't jacking off. It was just kind of like, just it was like you know, like a little kid, you touch your penis, it feels good. It was kind of doing that shit. Yeah, it doesn't work like it's not like that extreme. and it's not like every second, but like it does like there is some connection, which makes sense because like I don't know how much you know about nerves, but like there's the nerve that was technically damaged is the sciatic nerve, which is like this. It's not that big, but like it's a bigger, thicker nerve that runs from like the back, like from the like right to back from the bottom of your spine around your butt all the way down your leg. So I would imagine, and then what it does, and this is why my shit's so fucked in my leg, because in my foot I can kind of press down a little bit, not as good as I can with my normal foot. But for the longest time, I couldn't even move my ankle or any. I still can't move any of my toes independent. Like I can't wiggle my toes, but like I can kind of push down. It hurts when I do, but I can push down with my foot now. Before I couldn't do nothing, but I can only move. I can push down a lot harder than I can because it like apparently how the nerves work. There's like a muscle on the front that is more for lifting up, and then a muscle on the back is more pushing down. And like the back is kind of mostly healed, mostly like I don't know 60-70%. I don't know, just a guessing. Uh, no, this is official. This is all my guess. Uh, so like the way they describe like that big nerve and then all the branching off nerves because the other one was so damaged like the big one the little ones are fucked so that's probably why like my penis and shit is still it still has like a issue with that. Yeah, like it's not that bad now. I'm not trying to say I'm not I'm not out here like sympathizing. I'm just like trying to explain it because it's crazy because I never understood. What I do worry is like I hear about those people like that are paraplegic or paralyzed like that like way more than I am. Like luckily for me, it used to be more my lower leg. Now it's mostly I would say my ankle to below my foot. But even then, like my lower leg, like below my knee, uh, like even here, it's not. It's like I can move my knee and stuff. Thank goodness, right? Because I'd be really fucked walking without it. But like this down here, it's like way worse. And then like if I touch it, it's annoying. But what I worry about, I'm always like, man, hopefully these paraplegic people, it would be horrible to be that and have to get some of the nerve pain and shit that I got. You know. Well, why do you come up with the craziest shit, man? What the fuck? You're not a cuckold if you're fucking paraplegic. Like, if you can't fuck, you can't be a cuck. Like that's like the thing. Like, I don't know what you're getting out of it. Like, your girl, you wouldn't. I don't know where you come up with some of this shit. A cuckold would be somebody that enjoys seeing their woman get fucked by other men. Like, even if it happens and you accept that it happens, that doesn't mean you're a cuckold if you don't enjoy it. I mean, you maybe could be a little bitch or something. That might be a better term. But what all I'm saying is, like, I don't know why the fuck he went there, but whatever. I'm just saying, like, I feel so bad for those people if like they're paralyzed and they still because like I think most people think when you're paralyzed or something like that, you like don't feel nothing. And in my experience, from my injury, you still do feel like if I take a shower and I go to dry my foot off, like if I touch my foot, I can kind of feel it. It doesn't necessarily, but when I go to rub my foot and dry it off, it's like it's a special pain, not a special pain, but it's like it's called like hypersensitivity. It's some weird shit. It hurts like a mother. It's like the one of the worst things I have to deal with still. Like just drying my foot off. It's so fucking annoying. I mean, if you're watching it, I don't know, whatever. I don't care. Like, I don't. You got these like crazy ideas. I don't give a fuck what anybody does. Like, I don't understand why it bothers you so much. No, I'm not going to. I'm not doing any psychotropic drugs. The fucking shit they gave me, the ketamine shit. No, I'm not touching anything like that ever, ever. It was so bad. Fucked me up. I was gonna take ecstasy one time when I was in college, but I never did. I'm kind of glad I didn't. No, it's not real. Like your brain might think it's real, but it's not a thing. Like it's not a real thing. Like I know I was like, I saw death, but I did not die, and it was not a real thing. I thought aliens were over the top of me. I don't know how old the pyramids are. I think you've been hanging around a lot of them crazy conspiracy people. Illuminati, New World Order, all that kind of shit, man. Just because we don't know the answers to everything don't mean like their answers are true. I watched something one time. I don't know. Like you're asking me shit I don't know, but just because I don't know doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you. Um, that the Sphinx is older than the pyramids. Like I watched a thing a long time ago about that, but I don't know specifically. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I watched or whatever, but I don't know like that, and that's something on. That'd be like me, like you, like getting on here and like saying all this shit doesn't mean it's true, my friend. Like I could say, like I could be lying like a motherfucker right now about all of that shit I just said, right? So anybody can make up anything they wanted to, because I don't know. Like maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know, but I'm not gonna like jump on board with it. Just because somebody says something against what's normal doesn't mean that's right. Like I don't know. That's not how I operate. Yeah, I've seen those like 20 years ago. Like they had like a whole big thing. Like you're talking about like Atlantis or some crazy ass shit like that. Oh, how are there pyramids in fucking South America and there's pyramids in Egypt? You know, like a lot of people bring that up too. You watch that ancient Egyptian guy, like the alien guy. You know who I'm talking about? Like I don't know what they call it over there, but like Sky One, like we had like the Learning Channel, this guy, Ancient Aliens. What's his? I'm sure there's a picture of him. It's gonna pop up. God damn it, video. I didn't need news. This guy right here. I don't know what. I don't know what this article's about. I was just looking for a picture of this guy. I would argue you're sick in the head if you think you know everything and you have no fucking training in any of it. It's not like a One Piece cartoon. No, no, thank you. Yeah, I'm not. You're like you peddle your crazy shit to the other people that might buy it. Like we can talk about One Piece, but I'm not interested in your crazy shit. But I'm not gonna like disown you over your crazy shit like some people do. You know, it is what it is. I just don't agree with it. I don't know why. Like, if you want to hate on America, you're like talking to the wrong person. I'm not like just gonna sound like I'm some hillbilly. Like I got American flag on my front yard and I'm fucking shooting guns and all this shit. I don't think America's that great. I never thought America was that great. I'd prefer America over a lot of places, and I will prefer America's food over like the shit food y'all have in Ireland. Although I might eat some of that, like some of the sausages and stuff. But I don't know how many dead today. How many are dead today? You tell me. How many dead? How many fucking people are dead today? You don't fucking know. You would be fucking dead if you lived in America, motherfucker. Is that what you want to see? Ireland, they used to blow people up all the fucking time, man. They blow everybody up. You ever heard of fucking IRA, goddammit? Why'd your family leave Poland? Poland's not that great either. Nothing's that great. Like you could argue that. Like, come on. But like you talk to me like I give a fuck about America just because I live here. A lot of things could be a better life, my friend. A lot of things. But just because you want it to be true doesn't mean it's true. I think that's the main thing. There's people with mental illness everywhere. I probably have mental illness now after all my shit. I realize that I'm not as tough as I used to be, but I did go through a lot of shit. My friend tried to say I had like PTSD. I'm like, they think they have PTSD because their husband cheated on them. It's like ruined their whole fucking life. I'm like, God damn, leave him, but they won't leave him. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm trying to get better from my goddamn car wreck. Because she said I had nightmares about having a car wreck. You got PTSD? I'm like, no. Like, if I had PTSD, I couldn't even drive or ride in a car, probably. I would argue every country has plenty of sick people, like, even without mental illness being taken into account, you know? It might be true. I don't know. I don't. Understanding and knowing are different. Like I would tell you all kinds of shit about America you wouldn't know or understand because that's not where you're from or what you interested in as opposed because over here in America, let's be frank, like even though I'm not like a bottom feeding American that hates Europe or whatever in general, most people don't give one fuck about Europe. So we don't know. Like that's all I'm going to say. I don't know. I think you have a mental illness. Have you ever been checked out? Because you definitely come across that way sometimes. I generalize. How do I generalize? Give me like specific things. I never think. I just say I don't know. Is that a generalization because I don't know? I believe it. I fucking believe it. Like I wonder how many. You got many mental illnesses? You were the one generalizing about America. I don't know what goes on in Europe. I don't know enough about it to speak on it. That's my position, honestly. Except for the food. And some European food's all right. I'll eat some like I know the French. I'm not a big French person, but like some of their food's good. Like they come up with a lot of good techniques. Yeah, that's what I said. So it's the same. You don't know about America either. Like America as a nation is as big as Europe, even though it's still one country here, or relatively. I don't know specifically if it's 100% the same size, but like comparison wise, like if you were to travel from one end of America to one end of America, it'd probably be like from traveling like, you know, from one part of Europe to another part. Okay, I know a little bit about Europe as well. Guess what? Believe it or not, they taught us world history. Albeit like most of the shit we were concerned with was like all the wars and shit and like all the shit that happened. Because America's not been around that long. Like in comparison to Europe, like European history does run a lot deeper than American history. Yeah, I guess if it does, we probably would be. Well, I don't know if everybody would be dead immediately. I think some people will probably survive afterwards, possibly. Anybody like we'd be fucked. I think almost everybody in America would be kind of fucked if it exploded. Like I think it would like it would be like if you had an atomic bomb drop right on you, you probably the vast majority of people are going to die from that explosion. But people that are further out, they might get like radiation or something, and it would send like stuff into the air, and it would fuck up the the air and the sun and all that shit. and then like plants died, then animals died. Yeah, I've heard like like, but I don't buy like I don't buy into all of that. Like, I'm not going to be sit here worried about it. Are you worried about the world ending? Is that like one of your mental illnesses? Do you like sit there and like sit there and just like, how could the world end? Oh man, we could die in this and all that. Like, I don't know if the coronal mass ejections would necessarily kill us. Isn't it going to be like? I know there was one thing I was reading about. It could fuck up like technology and stuff. And though, yeah, we're pretty dependent on our technology, so things would be kind of fucked, I guess. Like, I don't know, but I don't think it would like wipe us out. You like to say that because that makes you feel better. Is that generalizing? I am America. I guarantee you, there's a fuckload of people in America who agree with you. Have you ever heard of people who what do they call them? God damn, they made like whole TV shows about them. Preppers. You ever heard of You know what a prepper is? Do you know what a prepper is? Like, these people believe like all kinds of shit. There's gonna be zombie apocalypse, corona mass ejections, whatever. They buy all this fucking food, like these mashed potatoes that'll last for like 30 fucking years. And then when you eat all the fucking mashed potatoes, then you can shit in the fucking bucket. So it's like a two for one. No, they're insane, my friend. Insane. What's the most likely conspiracy theory that you believe in? And I'll tell you if I think it's likely or not. Is it the coronal mass ejections? Is it the whatever blowing up? People have been like predicting the world's going to come to an end, like probably ever since there's been people doing anything like that. Could it happen? Sure. Eventually, at some point, it probably will happen, but I don't know when. I don't think about that kind of thing. Like, it ain't gonna do no good. Like, what's the point? Like, if you die, if all this shit happens and we're dead, we're dead. Why is it on your mind? Like, what is it? Or do you think you can outlive it? Do you think it's gonna matter if you're like, I was right, the world's ended, haha, I'm a fucking winner, all you stupid American cunts, you don't know shit. Like, is that what it makes you feel like? Like, I don't know. That's what I don't get. Like, your poor, nice brainwashing. How am I brainwashed, my friend? Oh my god, dude! I think you're just trolling me now. Or like you're just like, I mean, can I verify 100% we went to the moon? Probably not. Please don't try and tell me you think the world's flat either. Is that your next thing, flat earther? There have been tests that prove the Earth is flat. I know it. And they're just keeping it from me because they don't want everybody to know because they're making money off of it. NASA. Like, I could throw out a million different things that doesn't mean any of them are true. And just because I don't know enough about it to know, like, oh. I think there's supposed to be something on the moon that, like, you can, like, show that we went there or something. Are you saying we've never went, or are you saying like the one that happened in like '69 was fake? Because I don't believe it, but I could almost see like, yeah, maybe we did fake that first one because we wanted to get there before Russia did or something. Never, like, you nowadays we didn't go to the moon and none of the moon trips were real. Like, every single one of them. Why are we lying about going to the moon then? Why? Okay, give me a very good reason why we would lie about going to the moon. That's not crazy as we didn't go to the moon. Do you mean like? Do you think we never went? Like a person never went? Do you think there's never been any kind of vehicle on the moon? What would going to the what would going to the moon do about the Cold War except for just propaganda? Is that what you're arguing? That like we wanted to say we did it, so we did it before Russia? Did Russia ever say they went to the moon? I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I know Russia put like the satellite in orbit and all that shit first. Didn't China say they went to the moon? Like, but not with people though. Okay. What else do you think's fake that happened? I feel like I'm doing like a like a psychiatric um, session with you, whatever, like a therapy session. So what other things are fake? Fake as it didn't happen, or fake as in it wasn't wasn't the not Taliban, but what's their fuck? Who was it? They whatever Bin Laden's thing. I can't think of the name. Al Qaeda, maybe that was it. Like, do you think like it never happened? Like the buildings didn't get blowed up, or do you think it was like an inside job? God, my friend, man, I worry about you, man. Like, let's stick to talking about One Piece shit. Not because I care that you're crazy, but because it hurts my heart sometimes. You could argue that America caused it because of our policies, sure. I think that maybe that's you just hate them. Why do you hate America so much? Is it because we won't come to Ireland and give you good McDonald's nuggies? Is that what it is, bro? Like I know you love to suck McDonald's dick all the time, but like, are we doing you like we did Russia? Did they close down all the fucking McDonald's over there, bro? You fucked. Goddamn Irish, Polish motherfucking shit. Got no McDonald's nuggies. Poor baby. Is that what it is? I don't give a shit that you're Irish, Polish, or whatever. I don't know. Do you consider yourself Polish, or do you say you're Irish, or do you say like you're like like over here in America? We got all these goddamn bullshit like I'm Afro American, or I'm Mexican American, or I'm Japanese American, or whatever. You believe everything these other people tell you. Did you come up with all of these theories on your own? This is why you like One Piece. Like you think like the world government of One Piece is like the government in real life, right? Trying to bring it back to One Piece. I gotta go in a minute anyway, because I gotta pee. And like we've been like talking about crazy shit for like a while. Do you talk to your real? Where's Robert at? Do y'all talk about this shit in real life, or do you just do this on the internet? I'm just curious. Day of retribution. So you're both insane. Poor. I thought Robert seems more normal. I don't know. He hasn't been in here in a while, so poor. I feel bad for Robert. Robert, if you're ever in here, let me know. Like, does he act like this way in real life? I'm just curious. We both love our One Piece, but we both hate our own ideals. It's sad, true. I'm going to petition America to stop McDonald's from going to Ireland. I'm going to say that they support terrorism. We need to shut it down like they did in Russia. You're never getting McDonald's ever again. That's my goal in life now. Cool. How big's my dick? I need English measurements too. I mean American measurements. I don't know about all these centimeters and shit. That's kind of creepy, man. Okay, amend them. I don't even know if you know who that is. Amend them. I'm keeping an eye on you. The lawyers will soon respond. You have to go. You have to go. You got one of your Illuminati meetings to be at. Be careful, man. The fucking the lizard people, man. I think they're over in Ireland too. That's why they had to take all the snakes out of Ireland. That's whatever that saint was. You know, he had to beat all the snakes out of Ireland. It was all the lizard people. So be careful, all right? I don't want you to get molested by the lizard people. You have a great rest of the day, okay? I don't hate you because you're crazy. You'd have to do a lot more than that for me to hate you. But you know, some people would, like, they just disown people. They can't even talk to people that are crazy. It's funny to me. It's like, I'm scared of you because you know everything. I'm like, whatever, you know. All right, I guess I'll call it. There ain't nobody else crazy to talk to. The the One Piece reviewing got way out of hand. Way out of hand. I gotta pee, so we're gonna call it. But overall, we'll end it with the chapter was fine. Hopefully, we'll finally get the end of Wano. Wano is just so keeps on going and going and going. But Robert, if you happen to see this, I'm really curious. I would like to know, does he act like this in real life or not? Because you said you're like friends with him in real life. I'm just curious. Or if you believe all the crazy shit he does too. It's crazy to believe like reality, but like let's speculate on science. Let's speculate on landing on moons and 9/11. That's not crazy. All right, whatever. All right, I gotta pee. Thanks for watching and all that jazz. If you did watch, nobody gives one fuck about me. I might as well kill myself. Peace out.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane. Making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness.